Good afternoon, everybody. This is Michael ALPOUGH. Welcome to the Life, Love, and Laughter Show number 56. The Big 5-6. I want to welcome all those who are in. Now, appreciate you coming in. Also, if you're coming in later, today, tomorrow, or years from now, I want to welcome you when I get to you. I'm here, I'm near, and I'm not going anywhere. Today's show is Action Speaks Louder Than Words. Actions speak louder than words. Where did I come up with that one? Well, I think over my whole life, I've seen that it's not about what your beliefs are to me. It's not about even my beliefs. What's the most important thing is what are your actions? And in the end, you will not be judged by your words. You will be judged by your actions. And on a daily basis. Now, in my lifetime, which has been vast, I've met thousands of people in my life. I've made connections with hundreds of people in my life, a real connection. Family, friends, coworkers, people that I've known all my life, to people that I've just met, people that I met at Burning Man. I've had a vast amount of incredible people that I've met over my lifetime. And what is the memory of each one of those people that I've met? Well, it wasn't their words. It was their actions that affected me. If you can say the word, an agreement, I'll be there at 5, take care of whatever, and I'll do that. As you know, you are judged by your actions at work. Nobody wants to hear an excuse that you come in late every day. No one wants to hear that. But that is an action. And if you keep coming late at your job, you're going to get fired. If you're in a relationship and you're only about the words and you're not about the action, well, you're going to be out of relationship sooner or later. So everything is about actions. Now, I grew up Catholic, was confirmed, had all the sacraments, so I'm certified, whatever that means. And so, but if you grew up around me, or you knew that people's actions were different than their actual words. And that always causes, as a child, this confusion, because you say one thing, say it, and you do another thing. And so then becoming, well, I would just say the standard born again Christian, again, it's about not the words, it's about the actions. And I'm not here to put you down unless it's about your actions. So if your actions speak louder than your words, then I don't have an issue with you. This is, everyone is entitled the freedom of expressing your relationship with your God, or your higher power, or whatever that you call. Okay. And so please don't think that I'm like trying to come at you. If you're someone who's always defined yourself by your actions, then you know the responsibility of what your word means. So someone says to you, I give you my word that I'm going to be there. For me, it's I'm giving you the action. I'll be there when you need me, and there till when you don't need me anymore. I am taking a risk every single day when I get up. And when you wake up, all your beliefs come flooding in on who you are, whether or not those are those words. Okay. So I have changed over the years. And I know that has been hard for some people to understand me. And for the most part, if you haven't been around me and you knew my past, then, I was still growing, just like you, still growing. Okay. And then a change came about me, a change within. And so, you see, sometimes what you were is not what you are today. And this applies to me. I'm better than I was. I just want to make that perfectly clear. I'm better than I was. The decisions that I've made throughout my life, standing here or sitting here today, I know is a result of my experience and my change and challenging everything. Everything. So when I turned 50, well, before that, way before that, but again, we'll just earmark 50 as stepping into a different realm of my life. And what that realm was this person who wanted to restudy everything I ever learned. Everything. Redo, reread, understand everything, and how does it apply to me now? How you are at 20 is different than how you are at 30. Is different how you are at 40, or different how you are at 50, how you're 60, and on and on and on. Now, For some, you're comfortable where you are, which is fine. But I wanted to be uncomfortable. I did. I wanted to be challenged from every single thought that I ever thought about, starting in the womb and all the way up. Now, some of you are very busy, and that's understandable. You're raising families, you have businesses, you're involved in a social circle, and it is very difficult to start all over again in the middle of your life to begin a different process. And so for myself, the most important thing was redefining myself. And then that definition of who I am is what I stand on. So, who am I? Well, I've told you all along, but we're going to go ahead and review again so you can understand that I am defined, because I took the time, years, no relationships, none. I did not want to bring any confusion into a relationship where I was still defining myself. So after 50, I defined myself as on a spiritual path. What do? Well, I'm on a spiritual path. No. I mean, how do you make your money? No. I'm on a spiritual path. I'm not about the money. I'm on the spiritual path. All money does is allow you to keep going with the things that you've had set up in your life, but it doesn't define you. Now, for some, it does. Straight up, totally defines you. I'm not here to put you down, as I'm here to lift me up and tell you who I am. And number one, I am a spiritual warrior. Now, you don't hear that term, but it is who I am. What does that define? A spiritual. Well, I'm a spiritual being, but a warrior. Does that mean like I'm fighting all the time? No. It just means I'm making my stand. That's it. I'm making my stand. You see, I know there's a war going on. The war is for your mind. And that's why I'm here. I'm here every day telling you about what the war is. It's for our minds. Control the mind, and the body will do whatever the mind says. So, what is the definition to me of a spiritual warrior? Well, I'm an adult of my mind. I'm an adult. You see, sometimes what you were is not what you are today. I wasn't at one time an adult of my mind. You think because you turned 21 that you're now an adult. Adult comes with responsibility for your actions and your words. I noticed throughout my life, most of the people I've met hide behind their words, and there's no action. But since I'm an adult of my mind, I have this ability now to see things from the outside. Well, let's just say from the inside looking on the outside and redefining my surroundings. And so for myself, it was more about being holy. You hear that word, you read about the word, but understanding the word, what it really means is being whole, complete, at the top of your game, the top of your spiritual game, if you want to call it like that. So now I'm an adult of my thought. So when someone says something to me, I hold it in the lobby before I allow that thought to go rushing through my mind. Some of us have thoughts. They're like a bird flying around in our mind, and you don't know how to catch it because it's up in the rafters. You have to go and get them. Okay? Which it comes down to, I am what I think about. Now, I'm very careful with the things that I say, although I know that part of this is not going to get an agreement. Maybe some of it will. But I'm not expecting you to be me. You can't be, just like I can't be you. But what do we have in common that all of us have? And that is the actions of who we are speaks louder than the words we say. Because if your actions are behind the words, then your words don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. So you're the one, I'm the one who, when we make an agreement, what does that have to do with anything other than what the agreement is? So why change? Why change? What was the change for me? Well, the change was I am now responsible for my actions. I'm responsible for my actions. And for me, when I read all these doctrines, which I've read, okay, I'm the one who's been spending all this time not on one side, but on all sides, looking at it like a matrix. See, a matrix is something you see from all around, every angle, up, down, below, side. The more you can see the thought, whatever that is, the doctrine or whatever that is. I went back and reread all kinds of everything. but then spent more time finding out what everybody else is thinking also. And so what I came up with, well, it's a war out here. It's a war for my mind. Am I going to be swayed this way and that way? I formed what I call a new base for myself. And so with being responsible for my actions, okay, that includes the mistakes, but that also includes all the good things. And it seemed for me that the credit goes outside of me, but the bad is what I get the credit for. So as a spiritual warrior, I want credit for the good and the mistakes. Complete responsibility. That's what I want. And I want the credit for both. If I'm going to get blamed and it's all my fault for the mistakes, then I want the credit for all the good things I did. I want credit for my actions, and I'm not giving them credit to somebody else. Those days are been over for me. And I'm willing to take the responsibility for both sides. That's a major difference. Now, to me, all the doctrines out there have major flaws. Major flaws to me. And I'm just going to talk about two, and I've already identified the first. And that is giving up someone else credit. I don't do that. I don't do that. I want the credit. I'm taking the credit because it's my life. Now, for those who give credit to someone else, that's on you. I'm not here to stop you from doing what you're doing. I'm here to tell you what I do. Now, a lot of people, like I said, I've met thousands of people in my life, and believe me, people have been surprised about me throughout my whole life. I am about surprises. So I have my pet peeve, and that in all doctrines, the woman should be lifted up, and they are not. I do not believe in women being below man. I believe that why isn't the woman in the Trinity? She is. But again, why should we give the woman credit? Because they're the ones who gave us an apple? Really? We're going to keep it that? So I am here to lift woman. Thank you for giving us life. That's the difference between you and me, is you can give life. When I see my mother, I don't just see a mother. I see where I came from. Every time I look at her stomach and like, you know what? I was here at one time. Renting. Renting. I was renting my mom's womb for 9 months. Guess how many people have had abortions to kick out their child? Not can stay here. And that's why woman is lifted. See, women are so loving that even if you lift them up, they say, well, walk with me. But what do most doctrines say? Believe me, I've looked at all of them. Okay? Walk behind me. Walk behind me. Okay? Don't walk with me. You walk behind me. And if I'm on this planet, I'm going to preach this to the higher ground. I see the Holy Spirit as mother. A mother. I don't know how you can't tell me how does a baby come out of a man. Ain't happening. Now, the transgender people who are women who want to be men and you can still have a baby. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen the shows. But my whole life here, as an adult of my mind, as a spiritual warrior, I see what needs and who needs to be lifted. And I want to include the animals into that. If it's, some people feel, well, it's your right. It says so in the book to do whatever you want to the animals. Or to do whatever you want to a woman. There's still doctrines out there where a man can stone a woman. In 2021, you can stone a woman on this earth for whatever reason. Is that right? I do not agree with that. Again, all the doctrines out there have flaws. I've already seen them and I live them because I'm an observer. That's what a spiritual warrior is. The first thing was said to me from the Holy Spirit was, know your surroundings. Know your surroundings. Get your life in order. Get your life in order, and the people who you're supposed to be with will come. And get rid of the people who do not are for your highest good. Now, this is going to be an ongoing subject. If you agree or disagree with me, you put it right in the comments. You can put it right in the comments. Okay? I don't mind debating anything and anybody. Because of why? My preparation. I've been preparing for this moment all my life. ALPOUGH. That's me. Michael ALPOUGH. Number 56 in the books. Tonight, I'm going to go over some sayings that you probably never knew about. It's going to be really funny. It's going to be really funny. So come on back. Be here at 7:15. 7:15. I have responsibilities that I have to take care of now. And so my schedule is a little erratic here till I can get this new pattern that I have to do. And but I will be still here twice a day, if not more. I'm going to do my best. I want to do 3, but my schedule is just so busy. But there's so much that I really want to share with you, because I consider myself the new man who's a spiritual warrior. Join me, warriors. See you next time.